Hello, here is a 2-down level game played on Foxxy where Black resigned after playing the last move at 017 because he realized the group died in Gote. A and B are MI, so even if White plays away, let's say Atari here, when Black connects here to create an eye at 016, White will reduce the eye in the top, and then when Black plays here, White will just capture and force the other eye. So it's typical for Foxy to play a move and then immediately resign when you realize it's hopeless. But overall, in this game, White was in control from start to finish. So let's check it out. It's already questionable for Black to take this corner enclosure instead of the lower left at c5 or any other Shimari here, because for White it's very nice to attack coming from the left side, which actually happened in the game, because already White has c16 and c5 against d3 on this left side. So Black played a kick. This move is quite popular, but in this case Black can go e4 or f4. So when White extends on the left side, now Black can attack the top left corner to prevent a Shimari. So the kick, and then playing the Hane on the second line, it's a bit small. It's like playing endgame. Normally Black should just play an extension at f3. White will take the extension on the left side. Probably in this case White will go high because of c16, but usually it's just the low extension, more territorial, and then the game goes on. But playing the Hane here, White blocks obviously, Black defends. This is a bit unusually. Normally Black should connect solid, and most of the time White will take the tiger mount defense, being very thick. But when Black plays this b3, White should immediately Atari, because as long as Black wants to keep the Kataji active, Black needs to connect, and now it's already a terrible shape. It's like playing the solid connection, White goes Hane, and then Black immediately plays b3, which doesn't make sense because White is not threatening anything in the corner. Locally, Black is supposed to block here and make the point at b3. So when Black plays this move, should immediately Atari to punish locally. Then if Black doesn't connect, you take a Ponuke and it's nice. But if Black connects, now you extend on the left side around here or some middle side extension. It doesn't have to be that far, but in this case it works because if Black cuts, you have the ladder, so it's fine. Now when you play here, if Black continues under with Hane, Atari, connect and defend again, his shape in the corner is not that terrible anymore. But anyway, this sequence to play Hane on the first line is going to be Gote, and if you didn't take the Atari right away at a5, later on when White plays Atari now, Black is not going to answer because there is no more threat around c6 like before. Black took a middle side extension on the right, but actually for Black it's more interesting to do something in the top left corner, e17, e16 or f16. Well, this seems quite normal for p4 Shimari, but he could go all the way to q10, and then when White splits the bottom, follow up with r14. Anyway, Black's Fuseki wasn't that good in this particular game, so White played the split. It's big, but actually for White it's also big to play a move like r11 to stop Black expanding on the right side. Also, it's pretty big to play Shimari in the top left corner because you already have the ideal extension in place at d10. And even if Black plays another move here, it feels that Black is already somewhat behind because he's always just developing one side and a little bit of the right side, while White is on 2 sides and a half. So much faster opening for White. But okay, this k3 splits the bottom. Very aggressive. Hane, Nobi, and extend. It's a little bit better for White either to connect or to push along, because this push, Black needs to play Nobi. Otherwise, when Black cuts, White will simply extend, and then when Black extends here, the ladder works this way. So with the push on m4, you actually keep Black limited on the right side. So if you simply Nobi here, you connect now, it's a solid formation, and then when Black extends to make sure White doesn't make a base, you can just play away. This group is strong enough. Now the thing is, if Black plays the cut and White extends and Black goes up, White can Hane, and this is quite painful for Black. You will just push several times and keep going to erase the moyo. This is just terrible. So it's powerful to push along. Anyway, the tsuke was too much. Normally, black is supposed to play just m3. So when you make a base here, it's absolutely normal. Then black can play r14, attack the top left corner, and the game goes on. So tsuke, it's obviously an overplay. Hane was very good. But if you extend like this, black can cut right away. Now usually on this kind of cross cut, you need to extend, and then he can capture stone in a ladder. Then this formation is over concentrated. That's why you shouldn't allow the cut at k4. Oh, he played another tsuke. And that's actually not really needed, because this group in the left is already alive and thick. So he can play the Hane here anytime to make sure white doesn't go Atari. And this keeps the I shape, and it's also center for black. So this kick, it's actually giving white center. Well, it's still big for white to connect here or to push along. Just one time, it's good to push to keep black lower on the lower side, I mean on the right side, and then take the shimari. But yeah, now the cut, it's not so spectacular for black anymore. You can sacrifice a couple of stones. So it's good to play in the top left corner. And it can be the low shimari as well. Well, obviously this 2 space high is very popular, so why not? Now that's a strange approach. Maybe it's a misclick. Probably black wanted O17 and then just develop the top side instead of going for the right. But actually for black it's interesting to play R14 and expand the right side, then play a 1 space jump and set up a big moyo here. Anyway, this kind of approach, it's a thank you move. White is very happy to block the corner this way. Hane in the head of 2 stones, that's good. Extend, and then the extension on the right side. This move is big, but the relationship between these 2 stones and the extension is not so great, because black can come around like Q12 and try to reduce a little bit. So it's more interesting for white to turn, because this is threatening the cuts. Now black might connect here to create some I shape, but even so, white will take away the extension in the top, and this black group is still somewhat under attack. And then just extend around Q11 to have a better relationship between the stones here and here. They are connected in a better way. Anyway, after R11, black played a thank you move, kick, and go up. So now Y shape it's excellent. Then Hane, well, he played this Hane to prevent the invasion at R8, but actually he could jump or still use the cut. So Hane block, and the same technique or tactic like in the corner at B3, but actually again it's better for black to connect solid, because after this black can clamp at S13. But playing here, if white Atari, black connects, so and again we have a wasted move at S9. So that's not so great. This is big. Yeah, on the right side it's actually not so urgent to play the Atari, because this Atari now, maybe it's Gote, black will play away, and if white captures 1 stone it's not such a big deal. So good decision to play in the top. And normally here, black should just fix the I shape like this and jump out. But again, he was very aggressive. So against this kind of tsuke, white can play a Hane on the second line, and when black pulls back, then you go Nobi, because this will end up with black taking a neutral point at L17, and the shape is more over concentrated. Anyway, Nobi is also good. Usually you answer tsuke with a Nobi, and if he goes down, you can just play away. When he goes up like this, normally you need to Nobi or jump, because this will just increase the box in the top. It's very nice for black to take a tiger mount at K15. So what happened in the game? Connect here, yeah, this kind of move. Because now the shape in the top it's a little bit thin, so white needs to jump or Hane, and this creates a cutting point. So black's formation is strong now. He is not going to die with that group like it happened in the game. Therefore, it was quite big to play just Nobi here. So black turns. Yeah, black didn't like the idea of white pushing M4. So if black plays here, white might just push and he needs to pull back. But white doesn't have to play the Hane. Here, white can play a 1 space jump or nothing. I mean, jump in the top, Nobi. Because if black plays this kind of move Anyway, you can reduce coming from the other side. So on this Hane, probably white expected black to Hane also, then Nobi, then he pushes, jump, and you just increase this area while keeping black limited on the right, which is not a bad idea. But black played a clamp, and this is actually an overplay. So white doesn't have to block here and allow the Atari. Instead, white should just push through, because the aim is to go inside at 0-3. Now let's see what happens if black cuts. Because normally, if black just protects against 0-3 with a double up, white will play the tiger mount, and then obviously this clamp was punished because you push through. So he will cut to show some fighting spirit and save some face for his move, but you just turn. And the turn it's aiming the double Atari, so he needs to connect. And now you can just go up first. You don't need to go right away at 0-3. If he plays the double up here, then we switch direction and we try to catch these stones like this, or even in a net. So that's already a disaster for black. And if he comes out, you push inside at 0-3. Because if he goes for the push and cut, it's enough to descend, and now there are only 3 liberties, nothing to do here. If he plays this move, you Hane. If he plays this one, Atari, so you catch him faster. So it's very good to be aware when you play the Nobi that this A3, it's a problem for black. Therefore, you can push easily, he needs to protect, then tiger mount, and it's fine. Like this, it feels good for black to play Atari. It's like when he plays Hane here, you don't go up, you play this move and allow the Atari. So already you let your opponent push a little bit instead of playing Hane Nobi. But it's still okay for white overall. So Keima to expand the Moyo. This push is not such a great exchange because this push can be played as a Kotret, so it's a waste now. Then jump. Well, this increases the box on the left side, but it's more interesting to play Nobi or play a 1-space jump or play a 2-space jump or a jump from the top. I mean, just increase the box in a bigger way. With this move, again, we have this kind of disruption in the shape. I mean, if you think about the diagonal here, to connect those stones, black can still try moves to come inside. So what I mean is that if black plays here and you push, he comes out. And if black plays here and you push, he comes out. So it's not so great to connect the stones like that. It's more interesting to play, for example, O-Gamer. It's a much better connection like this and like this. So you gotta develop a feeling for how the stones will connect in the future, especially when you make box formation like that. This was all fours, very good. Finally, the jump in the top. That's nice because the idea is to increase this box, I mean complete it, and also put pressure on the top group. So black will try to get inside a little bit, but it's not that impressive. Actually here you can keep pushing and just enclose the box on the left side. Now Nobi, okay. It's a bit strange for black to play this kind of move attached to a strong formation. White can even turn this way to put pressure on the top. But okay, white wants to keep the box on the left side, which is good. This is also fine, so the left it's all complete. This block is good, Atari it's okay. Yeah, this punish black because if you look at the shape now, it's a painful empty triangle here. Atari here is good too. But now, you should actually just play a tiger mount to keep connected and threaten the cut. So if black plays here, you can play away now. Turn like this, for example. When black cuts, you just Atari and push under several times. Then the group is captured. And if black cuts here is the same thing. He's going to die faster. Anyway, push and cut shows fighting spirit. But now, why shouldn't go for these 2 stones? It's more interesting to cut here. If black defends, then you capture the other 2 stones. And once you capture these 2 stones, the group in the top has a problem. So he needs to look for I shape here somehow. He can leave here. He can play Atari, give up the 2 stones, then just a tiger mount. This will connect the group and threaten the cut. So when white protects here, black is already alive. he can continue with Han and connect. Then what else? Capture this stone. But overall, white still wins big, because this box on the left side, it's clearly twice bigger than the one on the right. And the top right corner, it's as big as, actually even bigger than the top left. And this, there is also Komi, so white is way ahead. Therefore, white sacrifice some stones, but is it really necessary? Tuck, 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 jump, push, block, push again, this, if cut, cover, yeah. And if push again, block, there are 3 liberties. Yeah, those stones are actually captured. So, no need to sacrifice. But black is going for the unimportant moves. He should play double Atari or peep and then capture this stone or protect the top. Stay alive. Oh wait, first things first, block and then block again. Yeah, this group will leave. So black is taking an unimportant capture on the right and then just dies with the big group. So here he needs to play Atari, Atari from behind, connect, double Atari, Atari, and then Atari again to stay alive. So there was a way for black to escape, but now it's a bit too late. He could take the call, but white will still capture here. Then on the cut, white takes back. He needs to protect, and then boom, vital point, and he's dead. Because this move can connect to the right or to the left. So there is no way to escape in the top. This is nice. Take away the base, go up, Atari, and catch. So when black plays here, he's dead in Gote. When he plays here, he's also dead in Gote. Therefore, he had to resign. So overall, good game for white, but there are a few things that could have been played better, like Atari early on, push here, don't allow the cut, and well, the rest of the game felt like a good flow for white. Enjoy the review and keep on winning.